the first reason you should get married is because it's God's will. Remember I said God himself established marriages so we can do God's will. We can act like him. He's the Steve Jobs of this world. Right? He's the manufacturer of this world.
Right.
So he did everything. He created everything for his own good, to make himself feel good. It's not for you. Remember that. It ain't for you that God make this whole entire world. Even the marriage that you're in, it's not for you that he made it. It's for his own good, for his own pleasure. He's a king.
Right.
The second reason you should get married is because you want to express God's love to your wife. There's a good reason to get married. Express your love. Express God's love. God's love is unconditional. God's love is patient. God's love is there's no anger, kind. Right? So when you get married, tell yourself, I'm about to express God, because God owns you. Remember that God owns you. So what you do here on earth is to express who God is.
Right.
That's why he wants you to be here on earth. To express his love, to express his will, to express his purpose, to express his intent. Right? So you get married. A good reason to get married is to express God's love to your wife. There's nothing your wife can do. There's nothing we can do that will actually stop God from loving us.
Right.
There's nothing you can do. It's unconditional. Right? That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to express the same kind of love.
So that unconditional love for your partner, for your marriage, for your husband or your wife. That same love that Jesus has for you, he wants you to do that exact same thing with your partner.
That's it.
So love them unconditionally.
Love them unconditionally. The third reason to get married, good reason, to fulfill your sexual needs and desires. In a godly way, of course. Because we're all human. Right? God, the way he created us, is to reproduce ourselves, to have more of us.
Right.
That's why he gave us that desire. It's a holy desire. It came from God. God put it in us. Right? So we can recreate. So that's a good reason to get married, to fulfill the sexual needs and desire in a godly way. Next, to build a family, to begin a family. You should get married to start a family.
Right.
That's a good reason to get married. Hopefully you believe in God, and hopefully your wife believes in God as well. When y'all
things easier for y'all.
Exactly. When y'all believe in God, you guys have the original foundation of marriage. You guys are in the godly domain.
You hold the secret.
Right.
Yeah. When you're in a godly marriage, you hold the secret of what it takes to last.
You should be blessed now.
So you want the secret?
Exactly.
Be a godly marriage, and then you'll see it. You'll get the secret, and then it will last.
Godly marriage. Believe in God. You and your wife believe in God, and commit to that institution. Commit to that establishment.
Right.
So you can start a family. A family who will be the society tomorrow. Who will take care of their family, and they'll do the same thing. So we can have the whole humanity all for God. Right? Those are good reasons to get married, to start a family, a godly family.
It's like you said, baby. It's that institution. For me, when I hear institution, I see like a company example, right?
School.
So something that has like a set of, I wouldn't say a set of, but it's like a company where there's
principles, there's rules.
And also, there's also like key components, right? So example, there's the CEO, there's the president, there's the employees, there's whichever. There's the same thing I feel in a marriage, right? So you have the president, the CEO. It could be you, me, and then we have the kids that we are also teaching and growing, and then we have like businesses that we're trying to grow. We're trying to make it in this world, make it an empire. To all that is basically it's an institution because you're building, right? I don't know if you know what I mean. It's like you're.
It's exactly that. It's an institution. It's something that you're building, but God established it,
right,
so we can build on.
right, exactly. Build on it, exactly. Like that's the foundation, basically. So then, like, what happens is that the institution is well ran. Then you have no choice but to flourish in the world and make a difference. And then what happens that your kids are going to do the same thing to their kids, and their kids going to do the same thing to their kids, and then they're going to influence other people. And then it's like, it starts from there.
Good reason to get married is to start a family, a godly family, where they have a head and there's a body. A head make decision, the body they take the lead. They decide where to go, how we're gonna make it.
Build little disciples here and there, that goes outside the world and just go and spread the world.
It's actually beautiful.
Think about it.
Yeah. God is
right?
God is amazing. He established something actually beautiful, and then if we don't take care of it, everything that we mismanage, God removes it. So be careful with marriage, man. It's a godly thing.
Right, exactly. Like if you can't manage something, chances are that if you can't manage something, chances are it's just not gonna last. It's gonna crumble. Right? You have to be able to manage.
Right. So now let's jump to the next one. The next one, the good reason to get married, it's actually to share life together. To share all things together. Because I know people out there, they think they get married because, they're going to be one flesh. But what ended up happening is they're married, but one of them has his own account. One of them has his own stuff going on. Come on now. You guys are sharing life together. It's a whole journey of life that you're sharing. That means you're sharing your gift. You're sharing your talent. You're sharing your money. You're sharing your ideas. You're sharing all things together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't see anything that I hide from you. I don't hide anything from you. Like, my phone password you have.
Yeah. Everything is ours. Literally. Everything is ours. It's not what it is. Like, so your bank account, I know the password, you know the password. But it's not even like, joint account, I have access to your emails. Like everything is just one. There's not one thing that's yours and that's mine. I feel like we can have our own, we can have our own independence in those things, but we're still one.
Still one. Even when you're independent, we're connected. I know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what I'm doing.
Exactly.
There's no difference between you and me. Same mentality, same way of thinking, same way of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not even like a need. It's not like, oh, I need to know where you're going. No, it's just natural. It just become like, he becomes me, I become you.
That's one of the good reasons to get married, to share life together. All things, including money, including life.
I remember with you, that's what it was as well. I remember like it was yesterday. When you wanted, like, we were together for 3 years, I think, and then after you're like, you know what, I want to start a family. I want to build with you. I want to go far. So that was your foundation. You were like, okay, you know what, no point of continuing something like that if we're not going to go the long haul.
So we were sharing life together since day one, connected. At some point I wanted to see, are you able to, to share your money with me? Because I asked you for your bank card one time, I remember. And then I wanted to see if you're actually going to give it to me.
Man, you know what? I remember you had your own place. Remember you had your own place? And then at one point, I'm like, you know what? Okay, I'm always there. Anyways, like I'm always there every single day. Even though I was living with my parents, I'm always there. And I was working and I wasn't paying nothing. And I'm like, you know what? Let me pay the rent this month. Let me hear.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Right? Like, it's like, but the thing is though, it's like, once when you see future, when you see potential, you see future, automatically you're gonna want to do those type of things. Like, want to share stuff. Like, you trust the person you want to share. I remember same thing. We weren't even like going out, but the trust was already there. You're giving me a bank card. You go tell me, go get this and that, and then like it was already jiving right off the bat.
You need a good foundation of sharing life together. I'm gonna get married because I want to share all things with my wife. Beautiful motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing life with your wife. Next, it's actually to fulfill each other's needs. Remember the five essential needs that we talked about?
Yeah. So what are my needs, babe?
Which is affection, right? If I don't show you affection, you won't function. You're like a car with no gas.
Mm-hmm.
I can push the gas as much as I want. It won't move because you do not give him a positive feeling. You do not give him the affection that she needs to function.
Right.
Right? You need affection. She needs conversation. She needs openness and honesty. We talked about it. She needs a man who's actually committed to the family. You gotta be committed to that family. And she also needs financial support. So you gotta be able to fulfill those needs as a man. And us men too, we got our needs. I don't want to talk about
So
it.
what you have is, let's see if I did my homework. So you need companionship, right? Be involved in the things that he likes. Be an attractive woman. Make sure that you keep it up. Make sure that you keep yourself, on point. Make sure that you're still attractive. There's a reason why he liked you in the first place, because men are visual, right? So when they looked at you, they're like, okay, I'm gonna have that for the rest of my life. So don't go ahead and come all, I'm not done up. Make sure you look cute. Make sure you still look attractive. Anyways. And then also we talked about respect and admiration. Basically, respect your man and admire your man. Show him the respect that he deserves. And also we talked about sex. That's pretty self-explanatory.
So your job, your good reason to get married is to fulfill those needs that we talked about. That's a good reason to get married. Commit to those needs. Like make a conscious decision to fulfill those needs when you get married, and don't expect nothing, regardless of what your partner does. Right? You commit to those needs. Commit to fulfill, to meet those needs. That's a good reason to get married, to fulfill each other's needs. Next good reason to get married is to actually maximize our potential. Because you got some abilities that you don't even know you have, right? So my job actually is to help you maximize all of your potentials that's in you, that is actually raw material inside of you.
Right.
Like the world haven't seen you. You haven't shown up yet. So my job is to actually help you show up, maximize all this potential, your talent, your gifts, your calling, all that you have that the world needs. I'm getting married, I'm getting married for you to actually show up in the world.
Right. That's when they say like you bring the best out of each other.
That's it.
I think that's what they mean. And if you want to go deeper into that saying, bringing the best out of each other, meaning that you're supposed to elevate together. You're supposed to go to the next level together. You're not supposed to stay stagnant. You're not supposed to stay in a plateau. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to,
and that
move up in the world.
That brings us to the last one. Spiritual growth. You get married, a good reason to get married so we can grow spiritually, which is self-explanatory, right? Right. Grow spiritually. So these are the good reasons to get married. Go ahead.
I mean, grow spiritually, I feel like something that we can actually elaborate on, right? Like when grow spiritually mean that you hold each other accountable regarding the relationship that you both have individually with Christ, right? So I feel like praying together as a family and, elevating together as a family, holding each other accountable when we, and how we walk with God in our faith, praying with the family, and building your ministry, your home, your family is your ministry. If your home is no good, out there it ain't gonna be good. You're not gonna be able to serve out there if you're not able to serve in your own home.
I learned how to teach the words of God through my family. Every single night, I get them sitting down. Let's talk about the world. Let's talk about God. Let's talk about the word. I preach. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to grow spiritually. And one of the good reasons to get married is to grow spiritually. Now, let's talk about a good foundation of marriage, because remember in the beginning, we talked about the bad foundation, unstable foundation.
Right.
Now let's talk about solid foundation that will sustain a long life relationship between the man and the woman.
Foundation. What holds the marriage? What holds the marriage? No good foundation drops. We really see it like that.
Because it's for life, right? It's going to be some heat, some pressure. It's going to be some challenging. But y'all need to be one at the same time. But to be one, though, you need a solid foundation.